Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the giant burrowing cockroaches, specifically Macropanesthia rhinoceros. They're one of the largest species of cockroaches in the world, and they're actually recorded as being the heaviest. They can weigh up to 30 grams or around that mark. They're found in the wet tropic and subtropical region of northern Queensland. They are found in a variety of habitats, from savanna to dry woodland areas and more rainforest type areas. The common factor being that they rely on eucalyptus trees, as that is their main source of food. They eat eucalyptus leaf litter. Now, this species isn't very commonly found, being that they live exclusively underground in sometimes up to meter deep burrows. They're found in a variety of substrates, from pure sand to more sandy loam and more clay-based kind of soils. So they're quite adaptable in that way, but they'll dig a deep burrow somewhere where they're safe from predators and the humidity can stay constant and the temperature can stay constant for them. So during the night, they'll emerge from their burrow and they'll collect leaf litter, and they'll drag those dried eucalyptus leaves that have fallen from the trees back into their burrows. And because they feed on these dried eucalyptus leaves, they actually play an important ecological role in the recycling of nutrients. So like a lot of microbes, fungi, they will consume organic matter and convert it into inorganic matter, which turns it back into soil, which just keeps recycling that nutrients, which then the trees will use, and it just turns it into a whole cycle. So with these ones specifically, I've chosen to keep them in pure sand. Like I said earlier, they are found in a lot of kind of sandy soils, and they're also found offshore on small sandy kind of islands, like Magnetic Island, for example. So it's something that they're quite accustomed to, though they do well on things like peat. I've kept them on peat before, and just basic topsoil they can do really well in. But I chose to do sand with these ones more so for the aesthetic reasons as well, just to observe them a little bit better in this glass cube. I have 4 specimens in there, 1 male and 3 females. One of the females is a bit smaller than the others, and it's important to monitor them closely to see how they interact with each other. Generally in the wild they are solitary, so there can be aggression between males if you were to keep males together, for example, and females that have nymphs with them can be aggressive towards other cockroaches as well, as a defensive measure. These young will stay with the mother for up to a year sometimes. Generally 4 to 6 months they'll stay with the mother, and during which time the mother will protect the young from predators that might come. And the mother will also allow the young to feed on the leaf litter that she drags down for herself as well. So she will actually go out and collect food for her young and protect them in that way. So here with this one, you can see the male has a more pronounced scoop on the pronotum, which is the front part of the carapace that kind of covers the head. It's more of a pronounced concave scoop compared to the female, and that's how you can tell these apart. So this species is really good to keep, particularly with children, because they don't bite and they don't fly, they have no wings. So I actually kept them myself when I was in high school, and I find them very interesting. They're a large cockroach. They don't mind being handled too much, but I would generally limit the handling as it can stress them out, particularly being outside of their burrow. They're not often outside of their burrow, and that's where they obviously feel safe and secure. While handling them, it's important to not drop them, because you can injure them or kill them by dropping them, and they will try and dig while they're in your hand. They generally don't just sit there and are calm, so just be mindful if you do handle them, not to drop them. I do actually keep some spiny leaf insects, so I collect fresh gum leaves for them, and once they've eaten them, I will just put them outside and allow them to dry, and that's what I feed these guys, exclusively eucalyptus leaves from a few different species of trees. Generally any are fine for them to eat. I know other keepers that have them overseas will feed them other species, but I just generally kind of keep it to what they're used to and what they're adapted to eat. And occasionally I will give them bits of fruit or something like that that will supplement a bit of hydration, but generally I'll just keep them exclusively on gum leaves. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something with this video. They're definitely a very interesting species to keep. Probably my favorite species that's not a spider to keep. I've just always had a real fascination with them. Don't forget to comment if you have any questions. I can provide some links to some care guides or some additional information you want to know. Thanks again, see you next time.